Rebel Force Radio presents.
This is Billy Dee Williams, Lando Calrissian. It's time for the quote of the week.
Billy Dee in the house.
Dark Empire came out in 1991 from Dark Horse Comics. Not only did it relaunch a whole new era of Star Wars comic books, it really had a lot to do with launching Dark Horse Comics as a company itself. And it was a great time to be a Star Wars fan, to go into a comic book shop and see fresh Star Wars tales being available in comic book form. And what does that have to do with the Billy Dee Quote of the Week, you ask? Got an email here from Andy Robb, Rochester, New York, who says he decided to give his old Dark Empire audio drama a spin. It is a bit of a train wreck, says Andy. Produced in 1994. The only original cast member to reprise his role is the legendary Billy Dee. Yes, Billy Dee returns for the Dark Empire audio drama. Have you ever heard it, Chris?
No, but I read the books.
Okay, you remember reading the books? Did you read them when they came out?
Absolutely.
Wasn't that an exciting time to be a Star Wars fan?
It was, because the only place to get Star Wars was by asking people at school, hey, do you still have any Star Wars?
You got the old Marvels.
There were no toys in the store.
No, the Bendhams maybe is.
The Bendhams, yeah.
Maybe. This might even predate the Bendhams.
Oh, this predates Bendhams. Bendhams were like 92, 93.
Dark Empire was in the right place at the right time for Star Wars fans
Absolutely.
that were looking for something. There was no eBay. There were no celebrations. There was absolutely nothing.
But
I wish
he's going to win us back. He's going to win us back because he paints a picture here. He likes to picture Billy Dee in the dark, smoky studio, wearing his sunglasses, script in one hand, fine-looking lady in the other. And he's hurrying to get through the dialogue because, of course, he wants to continue whatever business he has going on with the fine-looking lady. But Billy Dee normally plays it cool, and I, you know what? I'm not going to say that he phoned in this performance at all. I re-listened to the entire Dark Empire audio drama, and I thought Billy Dee did a pretty darn good job. And God bless Andy. He's hard at work. He provided me with all of Billy Dee's dialogue in one tight little
Holy cow.
file. Yeah, so I went through all of that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he copied all the Billy Dee dialogue into one file, and I listened to it. I think I was on the treadmill, actually. It did energize me for that particular workout. I was thinking about Billy Dee with that fine-looking lady in one hand. But I did find a quote of the week in this audio drama collection from Andy. And we have featured Billy Dee from Dark Empire. God, it was probably a few years ago at this point as a quote of the week. But he returns to Dark Empire for the Billy Dee Quote of the Week. You know, nobody really can deliver Lando Calrissian dialogue the way Billy Dee can.
So there we were, Han, me, Luke, and the others standing on the bridge of that Star Destroyer.
The one you just crashed, Lando.
A ship with light-speed engines that'll take you from here to Tatooine in a nanosecond. But it drops through the atmosphere like a stray meteor. I'm telling you, this beautiful face of mine should be smashed as flat as a hut in heavy gravity.
All right, you know...
That is classic.
Classic Lando.
You know, I love that Billy Dee can do that rapid-fire dialogue like that 1930s, 1940s style of acting. It's so cool. He gets it. He totally gets it.
And that is the essence of the acting, the Star Wars acting in A New Hope. It is that sort of, especially when you listen to Carrie Fisher's dialogue and Harrison Ford's dialogue, for that matter. It's that rapid fire delivery.
Yeah. Yep. And it has to be good dialogue because otherwise you can't make it out if it's too fast. So it's very clean, crisp, good dialogue, which is probably, Jim, one of the reasons why I struggle with a lot of the EU. Because authors tend to be very verbose when they're writing characters. And for me, the characters in Star Wars spoke in very short, clipped sentences and phrases.
Ain't like dust and crops. You know, it's that sort of, rapid fire stuff. And it gets lost in the translation sometimes when you deal with telling Star Wars stories in various mediums. But, and you know what? It also gets criticized a lot. especially the usage of that sort of dialogue in the prequels. But I mean, even going back to the original Star Wars, people forget this, that even the almighty Harrison Ford Han Solo, some people were turned off about the way he was all like, yeah, kid, that's right, princess, yes, your royal highnessness, all that stuff. People just thought that some people were, I'm trying to think of what the word they used to describe that back in the day. Now it's just accepted. It's what it is. But believe it or not, I mean, the Han Solo dialogue, I recall coming under a certain amount of criticism from those who didn't really get it. And it was that sort of 30s, 40s film feel that George was bringing to the dialogue, where they were just speaking in that sort of way. I mean, you could hear Mae West delivering some of those Princess Leia lines.
Yeah.
Really good. This
right.
bucket of bolts, come up and see me sometime with your buckets of bolts.
Smoking a cigar in one hand, having a top hat in another.
But that's something to think about when you're talking about the dialogue from Star Wars.
Yeah, you could have put a Jimmy Cagney style actor in Star Wars. Absolutely.
Yeah, kid. Yeah, see.
Well, that's Robinson. That's Jimmy. That's.
Sorry. Whatever. Well, that's
Edward G. Robinson.
It really is not an impersonation I'm doing, Jason. That's just my go-to.
Oh, I see. For any old actor.
Yeah, now fetch me a sarsaparilla, see? Things like that. You say things like that, Buster. That's how you want to talk when you're delivering those lines. And
right.
Boy, imagine the concept of Star Wars being out there in the dawn of filmmaking. Back in the days in the 30s and 40s where people really were talking that way. And if you casted Cagney as Han Solo,
black and white,
Mae West as Princess Leia,
cigarette smoke.
Well, that movie, The Artist, that did it win all the awards? It was certainly nominated for a bunch of awards.
Yeah, sure it did. Yeah.
Yeah, that was done in black and white, old style silent. You could almost make it. I think if you search YouTube, someone's probably has done this. You could almost make Star Wars a silent film because the visuals are so compelling and tell the story in such a complete way. But
I don't want a silent film. I want to hear that dialogue, that rapid fire dialogue. See. You get a Mickey Rooney as Luke Skywalker. That's what I'm...
Young Mickey Rooney. Speak to me, Pee-wee!
He would be great as that. Imagine him delivering that...
You've seen Boys Town, huh?
Music, man. John Williams music, to me, if you take that away, you have a whole different...
You put the Williams music in there.
Well, what you would have in the silent film is you would have somebody performing the John Williams music live in the theater.
In the orchestra pit.
Yeah, right. Right, with the music playing. I mean, that's what they did for the silent films, right? They would have to have a live orchestra there to play the soundtrack.
That's a new concept.
There you go. Star Wars in Concert 2. How about that?
So I just want to thank Andy for going to all the hard work and gathering together a compilation of Billy Dee quotes from Dark Empire. We might be hearing more from Dark Empire in future editions of the Billy Dee Quote of the Week. But this week... it was a no-brainer with our quote proper.
I'm telling you, this beautiful face of mine should be smashed as flat as a hut in heavy gravity.
I want to hear the outtakes. I mean, how many times did he have to say that to finally get that line out? What's the line?
That would be solid gold if we could find the Dark Empire audio drama outtakes from the day Billy Dee was in the studio.
I'm telling you, this beautiful face of mine should be smashed as flat as a hut in heavy gravity.